sugar when the sun goes down. Mama taught her how to rip up the town. Honey dripping honey from the holler in Kentucky. Get you flipping kind of trippy like a Mississippi hippie. She's a Kansas princess, crazy mother trucker, undercover lover, big southern drawl, sexy swinging wall. Brother, she's all country. From her cowboy boots to her down home roots, she's country. From the song she plays to the prayer she prays, that's the way she was born and raised. She ain't afraid to stay country. Nothing but country. Oh, show 'em how a country girl does it one time, man. She's a homegrown, down to the bone. She's country.
I've got that real good, feel good stuff up under the seat of my big black jacked up truck. Rolling on 35s, pretty girl by my side. You got that suntan skirt and boots, waiting on you to look my way and scoot your little hot self over here. Girl, hand me another beer, yeah. All them other boys wanna line you up and take you downtown, but you look like the kind that likes to take it way out. Out where the cornrows roll my boat, floating down the Flint River. Get yourself a little catfish dinner. Gonna sound like a winner when I lay you down and love you right. Yeah, that's my kind of night. Might sit down on my diamond plate tailgate, put in my country ride, hip-hop mixtape. Little Conway, little T-Pain, might just make it rain. You can hang your t-shirt on a limb. Hit that bank and we can ease on in. Soak us up a little moonlight. You know what you like, yeah. All them other boys wanna line you up and take you downtown, but you look like the kind that likes to take it way out. Out where the cornrows roll my boat down the Flint River. Catch yourself a little catfish dinner. Gonna sound like a winner when I lay you down and love you right. Yeah, that's my kind of night. Yeah, that's my kind of night. My kind of, your kind is this kind of night. We dance in the dark and your lips land on mine. Oh, gonna get our love on. Oh, time to get our buzz on. All them other boys wanna line you up and take you downtown, but you look like the kind that likes to take it way out. Out where the cornrows roll my boat, floating down the Flint River. Catch yourself a little catfish dinner. Gonna sound
introducing the starting lineups for the visiting Walla Walla Suites. Up first, the second baseman, number 18, Peyton Knowles. Up second, the left fielder, number 28, Aiden Espinoza. Up to bat in the 3 spot, the center fielder, number 6, Ben Parker. Batting fourth in the DH spot, number 33, Caden Wotipka. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 22, Jacob Marquez. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 57, Mason Millar. Batting seventh, the right fielder, number 37, Logan Meyer. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 23, Kevin Spear. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 9, Cruz Hepburn. And on the mound for the Sweets, pitcher number 17, Itaro Hiyashi. The Sweets are coached by head coach Jared Molna. Today's umpires are Jim Courtney and Tom Purchase.
South to the land of the pines, I'm thumbing my way to North Carolina. Staring up the road, pray to God I see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for Raleigh I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me.
Introducing our first pitch tonight is Jessica and Leticia from the Fern Ridge Campus Life. Campus Life, a proud partner of the Springfield Drifters. All right, Jesse, let's see a strike. Great pitch. And now, introducing the starting lineup for your Springfield Drifters. Up first, the left fielder, number 9, Cole Kleckner. Batting second, the shortstop, number 21, Ben Newton. Batting third, the second baseman, number 25, Ryan Cooney. Batting fourth and playing in center field, number 19, Bobby Blanford. Batting fifth and playing behind the dish, number 15, Ryan Hayes. Batting sixth and playing at first base, number 33, Jaden Shepard. Batting seventh in the DH spot, number 31, Charlie Updegrave. Batting eighth and in right field, number 20, Jason Shedlock. Rounding out our lineup, batting ninth, the third baseman, number 8, Cole Calnon. And on the mound for the Drifters tonight, your pitcher, number 17, Rylan Hayter. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we now ask that you rise and remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Coming off 6 straight losses and a tough weekend up in Walla Walla, the Springfield Drifters return home to face off against the Walla Walla Sweets here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Hello and welcome to Springfield. My name is Jarecki, your play-by-play broadcaster this season here on the Drifters live stream. Springfield now 12-21 overall, facing off against the Walla Walla Sweets. It's been back-to-back sweeps for the Drifters, not winning-wise, but losing-wise, and it's been a tough stretch for Springfield. They find themselves in the bottom of the WCL in the second half of the season, 1-8 overall, but they look to new sights here against Walla Walla in this opening game of the 3-game series. The game's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday here on the Drifters live stream, and it starts today with this matchup against Walla Walla. 13-23 overall. Walla Walla was last place in the WCL South in the first half of the year. They picked up their first 3 victories in the second half of the season against Springfield this past weekend. 9-8, 16-5, and 6-5. Springfield was threatening in the third and final game. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and they couldn't get it done. Updegrave flew out, and the Drifters lost their 7th straight game. They turn their sights here to Walla Walla, and let's go ahead and give you today's starting lineups for the Walla Walla Sweets. Peyton Knowles is going to be leading things off, the second baseman, followed by Aiden Espinoza, the left fielder from UCLA. Ben Parker in center field, a former Drifter, was with Springfield all of last season, now in Walla Walla, where he played college baseball at Whitman this past season. Caden Watipka, he's going to be the cleanup hitter. He had a monstrous weekend against Springfield. He's batting fourth. Jacob Marquez, the first baseman, batting fifth. Mason Millar, the third baseman, in the sixth spot. Logan Meyer, the right fielder, batting seventh. Kevin Spear, the catcher, in the eighth spot. Cruz Hepburn, the shortstop, going to be ninth. And that is the starting lineup for the Walla Walla Sweets. Again, the Sweets now 3-6 in the second half of the season. Their 3 victories against Springfield. The Drifters looking for a win for the first time in 2 weeks. They won on July 4th against Cowlitz. Prior to that, they won their last home game here at Hamlin Sports Complex on July 1st. And if they're going to win today, it's going to go with this right-hander on the mound, Rylan Hyder from Washington State. The 6-foot, 190-pound right-hander delivers, and the first pitch misses inside. A little bit late today, 6:37 start time, 2 minutes later than scheduled here on this Tuesday evening. 1-0 from Hyder, in the air, foul by Peyton Knowles, the second baseman, and it's now 1-1. Weather today in Springfield, a little bit warm. It is 85 degrees, a little bit hot, not a ton of wind, but you know, it's blowing out there. Currently 10 miles per hour as the 1-1. Slapped on the ground to the left side, trying to backhand his Cowden at 30, knocked it down, throws across the diamond, and it's a little bit too late to get Knowles. Knowles beats it out, and we'll see if they credit that as a hit or an error. They're going to credit that a hit immediately, as Knowles was able to ground it towards the left side. Tough play for Cowden, the third baseman, but he was able to knock it down, but he couldn't get the throw across. Peyton Knowles picks up his 33rd hit of the year, an impressive .333 hitter coming into today. Aiden Espinoza now coming up, the left fielder today, incoming freshman to UCLA, batting .304 this season for Walla Walla. Swings at the first pitch, it's a grounder up the middle. Fielding it at second base is Newton, the shortstop. He taps on 2, throws across, and gets the double play. So with one pitch, it eliminates the 2 batters and the runner, and now 2 are gone here on the top of the first. Defensively today for Springfield, Ben Newton, who you just heard at shortstop, Cole Cowden, of course, at third, Ryan Cooney, the second baseman, Jaden Shepard, the first baseman, Ryan Hayes, the catcher behind the plate, Cole Kleckner, Bobby Blanford, Jason Shedlock, left field to right field. First pitch, swing in for Ben Parker, who lines it to right field. Jason Shedlock comes in, makes the grab for out number 3. Really quick inning for Rylan Hyder as he throws a total of 5 pitches and gets 3 outs with just 1 hit allowed. We head to the bottom of the first inning, 0-0 the score here on the Drifters live stream. Bottom of the first inning, 0-0 the score as the Drifters come up to the plate. Cole Kleckner, the left fielder, leading things off, followed by Ben Newton, the shortstop. Ryan Cooney, the second baseman, batting third. Bobby Blandford, the center fielder, batting in the cleanup spot. Ryan Hayes, the catcher, batting fifth. Jaden Shepard, the first baseman, batting sixth. Charlie Epdegrave, the DH, in the seventh spot. Jason Shedlock, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Cole Cownan, the third baseman, batting ninth. They'll be facing off against Hataro Hayashi, the left-hander from Tokyo, Japan. First pitch from Hayashi comes in, a strike to Cole Kleckner, 0-1. Hayashi making his 8th appearance of the year, his 6th start of the season for the Walla Walla Sweets. Kleckner takes, it's a dropping strike that breaks 9 inches and comes in right at the knees for a strike to Kleckner, 0-2. Kleckner this season batting .300, the lone Drifter batting above .300 this season. And he takes cold strike 3 from Hayashi. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and Kleckner's done. Springfield coming in today had the 4th least amount of strikeouts in the WCL, but they start their day with a strikeout to Hayashi, the left-hander. Springfield this season hitting .224 against lefties, a little bit worse against righties. But nonetheless, they're battling against the lefty in Hayashi as Ben Newton, the switch hitter, takes the first pitch high, 1-0. Newton, the switch hitter from Fresno State, batting .218. Grounds this one foul towards the Walla Walla Sweets dugout, and it's 1-1. Defensively for Walla Walla today, Aiden Espinoza in left field, Ben Parker in center field, Logan Meyer in right field. In the infield, Mason Millar at third, Cruz Hepburn the shortstop, Peyton Knowles the second baseman, Jacob Marquez the first baseman as this one bounces into Newton 2-1. And behind the plate is Kevin Spear, the catcher from Gonzaga. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, nobody on, 0-0 the score here in the bottom of the first inning. Ben Newton at the plate has a 4-game hit streak and spoils this one foul, 2-2. Newton appeared in 2 of the 3 games against Walla Walla this past weekend. Both the games, the 1-run games, the 8-9 loss and the 5-6 loss. Went 1 for 2 in the first game and 1 for 4 with an RBI in the second game. In total, a 2 for 6 weekend. The 2-2 to Newton. Get on a line towards right field, dropping quickly and coming in to make the catch is Logan Meyer. Quickly 2 are gone here in the bottom of the first. Brings up Ryan Cooney, hitting .271 this season with Springfield. He's been Mr. Consistent, and similar to Ben Newton, he's also on a 4-game hitting streak. Had a really good weekend up in Walla Walla with 5 total hits and a total of 12 at-bats. First pitch from Hayashi, drops in for a strike. Nice breaking ball once again. It's the slider that comes in at 70 miles per hour to Ryan Cooney, the incoming freshman in the University of Oregon. No balls, 1 strike. Cooney takes one more time, and again, it drops in from Hayashi, 70 miles per hour, and he gets it to go for strike 2. Looking for his second 3-pitch strikeout. Started it with Cole Kleckner to begin this inning. The 0-2 bounces in, he won't get it. Looking for the off-speed again, and it's 1 ball, 2 strike to Ryan Cooney. Cooney 2 hits in the previous 2 games against Walla Walla, had a 2 RBI performance in the 5-6 loss. The 1-2. Grounded hard to shortstop. Hepburn picks it up, throws across the diamond, and gets Ryan Cooney. 1-2-3. The Drifters go in the bottom of the first inning. We head to the top of 2. 0-0 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Looking for dinner, a snack, or something sweet?
Visit our concession stands located inside our ballpark down the first and third baseline, or visit our candy shack next to the north side entrance. Next up to the bats for the Sweets, the DH, number 33, Caden Wotipka.
Caden Wotipka, Jacob Marquez, Mason Millar due up for the Walla Walla Sweets here in inning number 2. The right-hander, Rylan Hyder, back on the mound as the first pitch here in the top of the second. Comes in a strike to Wotipka. That's 0-1. Wotipka, 395 is the average now. He came into the Springfield series hitting 276, and he left with an impressive 395 average as he takes down and away 1-1. He had a monstrous weekend against Springfield. Overall, he went 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored, an RBI in game number 1. 5 for 5 with 2 runs scored, a double, a home run, and 7 RBIs in game number 2, and 2 for 4 in the finale as he takes down and away 2-1. Just the 10th game now for Wotipka, a product from Lower Columbia Community College. And it's now 2 balls, 1 strike to him. Fouls this one away, 2-2. But the product from LCC North has had an impressive weekend against Springfield, a total of 9 hits in 13 at-bats with 9 total RBIs. Doesn't get better than that. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wotipka here on the road. The 2-2 pitch, sliced foul, and we'll do it again. Walla Walla this season has struggled hitting on the road, hitting just .231. They went 1-2-3 with a ground ball double play to Aiden Espinoza in the first inning. They did get 1 hit. Now Rylan Hyder looks to retire Wotipka here. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Second time through, here's the pitch. Spoiled again, and we'll do the 2-2 one more time to Wotipka. Wotipka with the Devils this past season, winning the NWAC. Hit .290 in 32 games started. 4 doubles, a triple, 7 home runs, and 29 RBIs. 2-2 pitch from Hyder. Chopped foul. And again, we'll do it one more time. Witten's starting to pick up as it continues to blow out towards left field. The 2-2 from Hyder. Grounded foul into the Walla Walla Sweets dugout. A little bit of a scary play. Looked like he got away, though. Everybody in the Sweets dugout seems to be fine. Top of the second inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rylan Hyder on the mound. The pitch. Down and away, 3-2. Rylan Hyder, he's coming off back-to-back good starts. Pitched 5 2/3 against Cowlitz with just 1 earned run and 6 hits total. Against Corvallis in his last start, pitched 5 innings, allowed just 1 earned run on 5 hits. 3-2 off the plate, and that's going to be a walk for Wotipka. Wotipka gets aboard early on. And the leadoff man's at first for the Walla Walla Sweets here in the top of the second inning. Jacob Marquez coming to the plate now. Marquez, his last time at Hamlin Sports Complex was one to remember. Marquez from Lewis Clark State had a monstrous weekend against Bushnell University here at Hamlin Sports Complex in the spring, going 11 of 21 with 3 home runs and 2 doubles. Now returns here against the Springfield Drifters, hitting .259 with the Walla Walla Sweets. Swings at the first pitch he sees and gets a blooper to fall in left field. Heading over to second on the play is Wotipka. And the first 2 batters are aboard for Walla Walla here in the top of the second. Walla Walla this season, they're 13 and 23 overall on the season. Not the best record, 10 games under 500, but this is a team that has consistently swung the bat pretty well. They came in 3rd in the WCL with a .261 batting average, and now they find themselves with 2 on and nobody out. We'll see if this is a sacrifice hit situation, but Walla Walla has yet to show that this season. In fact, just 1 sacrifice hit, rather 3 sacrifice hits this year, and that's last in the WCL. Mason Millar at the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. Millar, the third baseman today from Walla Walla Community College. 1-1 high chopper to third. Calnan fields. He'll head to 3. Taps on the bag and has no play elsewhere. Gets the lead runner out at third. Marquez moves over to second, and Millar heads to first.
Right fielder, number 37, Logan Meyer.
So now runners at first and second. 1 out, and here's Logan Meyer, the right fielder. Meyer, a junior from Billings, Montana, at Ottawa University in Arizona. 248 is the average this season with 3 doubles, a home run, and 18 RBIs. Swings at the first pitch, grounds it up the middle. Newton fields at shortstop, flips over to 2. Cooney's throw to first in time, and the Drifters turn 2 for the second straight inning, and they get out of the inning without allowing a run. Just 1 hit total, 1 runner left stranded. We head to the bottom of the second inning. 0-0 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
The Springfield Drifters are proud to partner with Campus Life in our community. Campus Life brings kids from all over the area into our ballpark. Let's give it up a big hand for Campus Life. Next up to bat for the Drifters, your center fielder, number 19, Bobby Blanford.
Bobby Blanford, Ryan Hayes, Jaden Shepard due up. 4-5-6 is the first pitch from Hitaro Hayashi. Misses down and away, 1-0. Bobby Blanford at the plate. Swinging from the right side of the plate, a left-handed hitter from Fresno State, another Bulldog on this team. Down and away from Hayashi, 2 balls, no strikes. Springfield in the top of the second was able to turn 2 for the second straight inning, get out of the inning after they got runners at first and second, nobody out to begin. Hayashi delivers, it's a little bit low to Blanford, 3 balls, no strikes. Bobby Blanford in center field today, coming off a weekend in Walla Walla in which he had 2 hits, a double, and 2 runs scored with a walk. Takes low, and that's going to be a 4-pitch walk to Bobby Blanford. Runner at first, nobody out here in the bottom of the second, and in steps Brian Hayes, who's swinging a pretty good bat here in the month of July, batting .333 in the month of July. 200 is the average overall. 8 hits, 40 at-bats, 1 double, 5 RBIs, but, you know, he's had a total of 7 of those hits in the past 7 games. Hayes grounds the first pitch he sees up the middle, bobbling at second as Knowles. He'll flip it to second. Hepburn was there, and they get the force out there. Blanford out at 2, heading to first on the play with a fielder's choice is Hayes. And in steps Jaden Shepard. 0-0 the score, bottom of the second inning. Jaden Shepard, another Fresno State Bulldog in this order, comes up to the plate. 3 Fresno State players in the starting lineup today for Springfield. Ben Newton, Bobby Blanford, Jaden Shepard, and Shepard steps up to the plate with a .227 average and takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Jaden Shepard coming off a weekend in which he had 3 hits and a total of 11 at-bats. Had an RBI and a double. Watch this one bounce in, 1-1. 2 doubles this season for Shepard. Also has a home run in which he had that one here in the last home game against Corvallis. Went 2 for 5 with a home run. It was a 2-run shot and went 102 miles per hour off the bat of the 6'6" 230-pound athlete. 1-1. Shepard waits for an off-speed pitch, sends it in the air deep towards center field. Shifting the shoulders, jumping up and slamming into the wall is Ben Parker. And heading back to first on the play is Ryan Hayes after the impressive grab in center field. It was only a 76-mile-per-hour pitch from Hayashi, and Shepard sent it 94 miles per hour off the bat to center field, 357 feet. But Ben Parker was able to navigate the wind and find the ball in center field right as he hit the ball. And it brings up Charlie Updegrave now with 2 gone and a runner at first. Updegrave, the DH today, swinging the best bat for Springfield here in the month of July, batting at .313 with 10 hits, a double, 3 RBIs, and 10 games started in the month of July. He's been great as of late, as he takes a little bit low, 1-0. Overall in the season, batting .257. He's definitely had to up that batting average since a poor start for the season, but he's been consistently getting aboard. In fact, in the last couple of games, all the way back to July 4th, the only time he's gotten hitless was 1 pinch hit at bat, as he grounds this one to the right side. Knowles fields and flips over to Hepburn at 2. Gets the force out there for the final out. Overall, Springfield has gotten a couple of runners aboard, but both times they were able to go hitless, as we have now to the 3rd inning, 0-0 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Don't forget to grab your Drifters gear before it's gone. Visit the Drifters merchandise store located by the north entrance and be part of the Drifters crew for the 2023 season. With a great selection of styles and sizes, you're sure to find the perfect gear for the entire family.
Top of the 3rd inning we go. 0-0 the score here on the Drifters live stream. Going to be Kevin Spear, Cruz Hepburn, Peyton Knowles. Batters 8, 9, and 1 in the Springfield Drifters, or rather in the Walla Walla Sweets order here on the top of the 3rd inning. Spear, the 8-hole hitter, facing off against Rylan Hyder as the first pitch from Hyders. Grounded hard to 3rd. Sliding play by Callan. He spins. He throws on a couple of hops to first. Shepard off the bag. Can't get to first after he fields the grounder thrown from Callan. It was almost a phenomenal play at 3rd, but instead it's going to be Spear at first with nobody out here on the top of the 3rd. Going to be interesting to see if they credit this a hit or an error. It was a hard hit ball, 83 miles per hour off the bat of Spear. And they're going to credit that. Not sure yet, but here's Hepburn with a runner at first. And they're going to credit a hit, 3rd hit today, as Hepburn fouls off the first pitch. 0-1. Now 3 hits the first time through. Springfield has been able to eliminate the hits the last 2 innings with ground balls to the shortstop Ben Newton. And maybe they'll do so again here in the 3rd. Hepburn at the plate. Also from Lewis Clark State. Teammates with Charlie Updegrave, the DH today for Springfield. 0-1 from Hyder. Breaks in and hit in the air deep towards center field. Going back to the wall is Blanford, and he sees it goes off the wall. Happing on 2 and heading to 3rd on the play is Spear, and he's going to stop there. A double for Cruz Hepburn. He gets his first double this season, just his 3rd hit overall in his 8th game. And the 4th hit puts 2 runners in scoring position now for Walla Walla. Turns over the lineup, brings up Peyton Knowles. Knowles 1 for 1 with a single. And the left-handed hitter heading off to Gonzaga next season has a chance for a couple of ribbies here. 0-0 the score. Walla Walla this season hitting .287 with runners in scoring position. This is a good swinging team. The issue this year for Walla Walla has been the defense and pitching, as this one's a little bit high, 1-0. And so far, Springfield hitless through the first 2 innings. Walla Walla, a team that is 16th out of 16 teams in the WCL in ERA and average against. Their offense, though, excellent. 3rd in the WCL and top half of most statistical categories offensively as Knowles lines this to left field. It gets 1 run in at 3rd and Spear. Heading over to 3rd is Hepburn. Runners on the corners, and now a 1-0 game as Walla Walla takes the lead on Peyton Knowles' RBI single.
For the Sweets, the left fielder, number 28, Aiden
12th RBI this season for Peyton. Scores Spears from 3rd. And it brings up Aiden Espinoza, who grounded into a double play his first time up. Left-handed hitter and coming freshman again. He's heading off to UCLA from Huntington Beach, California, one of the top producing high school baseball programs. As Espinoza takes Iron away 1-0. Espinoza, another player that had a big weekend against Springfield, having a total of 6 hits and 13 at-bats against Springfield. Had a game where she went 3 for 5 as the throw goes back to 1st, and they're safely on the play as Knowles. Jaden Shepard applying the tag, but he had a weekend in which he had a 3 for 5 game with 2 runs scored, a double, a triple, and an RBI. In total, 2 RBIs this past weekend for Espinoza. Has a chance for more hit-and-run situation. Heading to 1st on the play was Knowles. This is popped in the air towards the Walla Walla Sweets dugout, and Callan makes the catch along the railing for out number 1. Hyder needed that one. Gets a big pop out for out number 1. And it brings up Ben Parker, who's 0 for 1 with a line out to right field his first time up. Parker, the former Drifter, having a phenomenal season in the WCL. One of the top hitters overall in the WCL, hitting .390 this season. 8 doubles, a triple, a home run, and 23 RBIs. Missed this past weekend because he was sick against Springfield. And now facing off against his former WCL team. Takes the first pitch high, 1-0. Parker next season heading off to the College of William & Mary, a Division I school up in Virginia. Spent 4 seasons at Whitman College in Walla Walla, hitting a .378 this past season with the Blues. Runner at 1st and 3rd, 1-0 the count, 1 out, 1-0. Sweets leading 5 hits so far for Walla Walla as Parker pops this one in the air towards the right side of the field. Shepard near the Drifters dugout watches it sail into the stands. And we'll do it again. 1 ball, 1 strike. But Parker's had an impressive career at Whitman, hitting .376 in his career. Had a total of 36 doubles, 7 triples, 28 home runs, including 15 this past season, with a grand total of 111 RBIs during his 4-year career. That allows him to make the jump from D3 to D1 as Hyder misses down away 2-1. And all of a sudden, Rylan Hyder's having a tough inning. Started this inning with 3 straight singles. Got a pop-up to Espinoza, but now down 2-1 to Ben Parker, one of the top hitters in the WCL this season. 2-1 to Parker. Grounded towards the left side. Newton charges. He goes to 1st as that's his only play. Beats Parker by half a step. Heading over to 2nd on the play is Knowles. Coming in to score is Hepburn. And it's now 2-0 Sweets here in the top of the 3rd.
Next up to bat, the DH, number 33, Caden Wotipka.
Brings up Caden Wotipka now, the DH. He walked last inning, was later out at 3rd on a fielder's choice play. Stands in with 2 outs and a runner at 2nd in Knowles. As Hyder throws the first pitch for a strike. Nice changeup there for Hyder. 0-1. Walla Walla this season hitting even better with runners in scoring position, 2 outs. .293 is the average this season with 62 of their 150 RBIs. With runners in scoring position coming with 2 outs. Again, Wotipka takes a strike. And it's now 0-2. 2-0 the score. 5 hits so far through the first 2 2/3 innings for the Walla Walla Sweets. Springfield still scoreless and hitless. The 0-2 from Hyder. Grounded hard towards 2nd. Cooney fields on 2 hops. Throws to 1st and retires Wotipka. Nice end of the inning for Rylan Hyder, getting a pop-up and 2 groundouts to end the side. 2-0 the score. Sweets leading as we head to the bottom of 3 here on the Drifters live stream.
be aware that baseballs can fly into our stands and concourse at any time. We ask you to exercise vigilance against being hit by batted or thrown balls. Parents, please safeguard the welfare of young children accompanying you to the game. Thank you. Next up to bat for the Drifters, the right fielder, number 20, Jason Shedlock.
Jason Shedlock, Cole Calnan, Cole Kleckner due up. Matters 8, 9, and 1 for Springfield here in the bottom of the third. First pitch from Hayashi drops in for a strike, 0-1. So far, Hayashi's done a great job against Springfield. No hits allowed through the first 2 innings through the first 7 batters he's faced off against. 0-1 to Shedlock, comes in a strike, and it's quickly 0-2. And that's one thing that Hayashi has done a great job at today. He's getting ahead early, and he gets ahead one more time here to Shedlock, 0-2. Shedlock takes high above the chest, 1-2. Shedlock, the left-handed hitter from Cal State San Bernardino, batting .308 this season, his 8th game overall with Springfield. Bounces in, 2-2. This season, 4 hits, a double, an RBI, 6 walks, and 13 at-bats. In the previous 7 games with Springfield, a couple of pinch hit and pinch run efforts as he skies this one. Shallow left center field, sprinting in as Parker as he makes the grab and falls to the turf for out number 1. Parker had to sprint a while from center field, and he basically caught it in left field. Aiden Espinoza had no chance at that one. The left fielder playing a little bit deep, and Parker sprinted in to finally find the ball for out number 1.
Number 8, Cole Calnan.
Cole Calnan coming to the plate. His first at bat today. The two-way player from Lane Community College takes inside 1-0. Calnan this season hitting, batting at .239, 11 hits, 5 doubles, 8 RBIs. Last started against Corvallis on the 12th a week ago. Takes a strike, 1-1. He's been on a 1 start a week trend, at least in the last 3 appearances for him, as he grounds this to third. Picking up his third is Mason Millar. His throw across the diamond gets Calnan for out number 2. Calnan started on July 5th against Cowlitz, went 0 for 4, and then started on July 12th against Corvallis and went 0 for 3. So now combined 0 for 8 in his last 8 at-bats. And it turns over the order for Cole Kleckner, who saw 3 pitches back in the first inning. They were called strikes, and he was out looking against Hayashi. Second time through the order for Springfield, as Kleckner thought about offering, did not. Appeal down to first, and saying he did not go was Tom Purchase, the field umpire. Behind the plate today is Jim Courtney, the home plate umpire. 1 ball, no strikes to Cole Kleckner, the Seattle U product. 1-0 comes in, a strike from Hayashi, 1-1. So Kleckner was able to get a pair of hits in the final 2 games against Walla Walla, as the 1-1 breaks down and away 2-1. Prior to going 4 for 9 this past weekend against the Swedes, Kleckner was struggling, going 2 of 27 in the previous 9 starts. He did get on a fair amount of times with walks, had a stretch of 3 games with 2 walks in each of those games, but wasn't able to string together hits. Takes this one outside 3-1, and he has a patient eye. 19 walks this season, and he's looking for his 20th here with a 3 ball, 1 strike count against Hitaro Hayashi. The 3-1 to Kleckner. Grounded up the middle, Hayashi Fields. He sprints over to first, underhands it to Jacob Marquez for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down, the Drifters go. We head to the fourth, 2-0 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Fans, stay up to date with the Springfield Drifters all season long by following your team on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Drifters B-Ball. You can also follow us on YouTube and live stream all of our home games at Drifters Baseball. Next up to bat for the Sweets, the first baseman, number 22, Jacob Marquez.
Jacob Marquez, Mason Millar, and Logan Meyer to kick off this top of the fourth inning. 2-0 the score, Walla Walla at the lead. Rylan Hyder still on the mound. First pitch here in the top of 4. Comes in a strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Hyder working here in the fourth inning. Had a great first and second inning. Struggled a little bit in the third, but bounced back with 3 straight outs to end the inning after allowing 3 straight singles to begin the inning. Only allowed a total of 2 runs, but Walla Walla has been swinging it really well so far through the first 3 frames. 5 hits, 2 runs. No hits, no runs for Springfield as Hyder fires a 1-1 pitch in for a strike. 85 miles per hour that time from Hyder. Comes in right in the heart of the plate. 1-2. Jacob Marquez at the plate, the left-handed hitter from Lewis Clark State. And he cuts through a pitch and strikes out swinging. First strikeout for Rylan Hyder here in this 2-0 ball game.
The third baseman, number 57, Mason Millar.
Brings up Mason Millar now. Millar reached on a fielder's choice his first time up for the second time. The sophomore at Walla Walla Community College. No stats this past season at Walla Walla. Takes high and inside 1-0. Originally from Boise, Idaho is Millar. His 13th game of the season with the Sweets. The 1-1 from Hyder. Breaks down and away, 2-0. Millar playing at Walla Walla Community College under head coach Jared Milana, who's the head coach of the Walla Walla Sweets. Molna does double duty similar to Coach Richards as this is cut over 2-1 by Millar. Tommy Richards of the Springfield Drifters coaches here and also coaches at Bushnell, which play their games here. This one's grounded foul, 2-2. I believe Walla Walla plays at Borleski Stadium. I know Whitman does as well. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. 2-0 the score here on the top of the fourth inning. Hyder looking for a bounce back inning. Has since retired 4 straight batters since allowing 3 straight singles and 2 runs in the third. The 2-2. Chopped foul. Do it again. Springfield right now losing against Walla Walla. They're 1-8 overall in the second half of the season. It's been a tough stretch for Springfield. In fact, in the past month, Springfield since June 8th is 4-17. Just 4 total wins. Fouled off. Do it again. They've been swept by Corvallis twice during that stretch. Swept by Walla Walla this past week, and right now they're on a 7-game losing streak dating back to the finale against Cowlitz. They lose today. It's the longest losing streak in the WCL this season. The 2-2. Fouled off behind the plate and will do it again. So that's a lot of the bad news for Springfield overall. In fact, probably the worst stat I can give you is in the last 6 games, the Drifters have been outscored by a total of 30 runs, 54-24 during that stretch. Had a couple of close competitive games against the Sweets, 2 one-run losses, but a big blowout by 11 runs, 16-5 in game number 2. As fouling this away is Mason Millar, and we'll do it again. Now here's the good news for Springfield is going into the finale against Corvallis, Coach Richards saw that Springfield was only scoring an average of 4.25 runs per game, and guess what? They've scored over that every game since. So the runs are starting to come. Just hasn't really worked out with the pitchers as this is grounded to the left side. Newton fields and throws to first and gets out the batter in Millar. Quickly 2 are gone here in the top of the 4th. So they're at least scoring more runs, although today hitless through the first 3 frames. That's something that Springfield's struggling at so far. This month in July hitting just 219. But they hit 282 this past weekend in Walla Walla against the 16th ranked pitching staff for the Sweets. But Hayashi's done a great job through the first 3 frames. First pitch to Logan Meyer, a strike in its own 1. Meyer grounded into a 6-4-3 double play to end the second inning, his first time up. Stands in with nobody on and 2 outs. 2-0 the score, Sweets leading. Here's the pitch from Hyder, and that one hits Meyer, and he's heading to first. Springfield came in with the fourth most hit by pitches allowed this season, 53 total. It's kind of crazy. Teams are a lot of time reaching on hit by pitches, walks, or errors. Teams are hitting just 239 against Springfield this season. They've given up a total of 133 walks and 4th most hit by pitches with 53 now. And it brings up Kevin Spear. Runner at first, 2 outs. 2-0, Walla Walla leading. Hyder out of the stretch. Misses inside, 1-0. Spear, the catcher that just finished his first season at Gonzaga, redshirted this past year, returns to the Sweets for his 2nd straight season, hit 261 a year ago in Walla Walla as the 1-0 from Hyder misses inside, 2-0. So both these guys right here, Hyder on the mound and Spear at the plate. Both returners to the WCL. Spear returns to his same team. Hyder was with the Corvallis Knights a year ago. Throws back to first. In there safely on the play is Meyer. Still awaiting the 2-0 is Kevin Spear. Hyder's last outing was against his former team in Corvallis and did great against Corvallis. 1 run allowed through 5 innings. Has only given up 2 so far as the 2-0 clips the zone on the outside part of the plate, 2-1. He's been able to turn 2 a couple of times, and right here has a runner at first, looking for his 3rd goose egg on the board. Just the only blemish, last inning 2 runs. The 2-1, Spear takes high, 3-1. It's been the strong season for Springfield, though, getting out of innings. Seems like a lot of runs have been scored with 2 outs. Throw back to first, in there safely once again. On the play is Meyer. Three-1. Spear takes a strike as Hyder was able to fit it in there, and the counts run full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. 2-0, Walla Walla leading. They're looking for more here in the 4th. Kevin Spear was 1 for 1 at the plate with a single and a run scored last inning. 3-2, high chopper left side, left of the line. Nice play by the head coach and Jared Molna. Barehanded at the 3rd base coaching spot, and will do the 3-2 again. Three-two. Hit on the line towards center field. It drops down for a base hit. Blandford fields. He fires to 3rd. Calnan goes up the 3rd base line to field the ball. As sliding into 3rd safely was Logan Meyer. Kevin Spear gets his 2nd hit, this time on a 3-2 count, and puts runners at the corners with 2 gone.
The shortstop, number 9, Cruz Hepburn.
Brings up Cruz Hepburn. Springfield this season allowing hitters a total of 3 home runs and 57 RBIs with 2 outs. Hepburn takes down and away, 1-0. Hepburn also singled and scored last inning. One of 3 hits in the inning. Now 6 total hits for the Walla Walla Sweets through the first 3 2/3. 1 ball, no strike. Runners on the corners. Hyder out of the stretch. The pitch. Grounded hard to the left side through the 5-6 hole. That's going to score a run. It's 3-0 Sweets off the RBI hit by Cruz Hepburn. His second hit of the game. Moving over to second is Spear, and the 2 outs cost Springfield again. It got started with a hit by pitch, and Meyer was able to work around after back-to-back hits by Kevin Spear and Cruz Hepburn. Ryan Hayes is going to go chat things over with the right-hander and Rylan Hyder. 3-0 Walla Walla leading here in the top of the 4th. 7 hits now for the Sweets, and they're still not done yet. 5 batters have come to the plate in this inning, and Peyton Knowles, the leadoff hitter for the Walla Walla Sweets, going to come up for the 3rd time today. 2 hits for Knowles, had an RBI in the 3rd. His RBI single put the Sweets up by 1 and has a chance to add on to that lead here. Runner in scoring position at second in Spear. At first is Hepburn. 3-0 Sweets leading. Hyder trying to get out of this inning. Springfield would love to get this inning over with and give their offense a chance on the bottom of the 4th as Knowles bloops it out towards left field. It's dropping quickly. Kleckner dives, and it goes off his glove and over the wall. That's going to be a ground rule double, and it limits the damage to 1. And Springfield's got to be thankful that it went off the ground and off the glove of Kleckner. If that one goes in play, that could have been trouble and definitely would have scored another run. The way that the ball was going, it was going to go down the line, but because it hit off of Kleckner's glove and went over the wall, it puts runners at second and third instead of a potential triple with another run coming in. Either way, Knowles gets his 3rd hit of the game, brings in another run in Spear. And Hepburn heads the 3rd on the play, brings up Aiden Espinoza, who's grounded into a double play and popped out. 4-0 Sweets now. The 2-out rally continues, and they still aren't done. Have a chance for 2 more waiting at second and 3rd as Espinoza takes low, 1-0. So Rylan Hyder got a strikeout to start against Jacob Marquez. Mason Millar grounded out to the shortstop Newton. Since that point, a hit by pitch, 2 singles and a double. The 1-0 taken outside, 2-0. Looks like the bullpen has gotten a little bit crowded. It looked like a moment ago nobody was in the Springfield Drifters bullpen. Now I see about 6 guys standing in the right field bullpen. 2-0 the count, 2 outs, 2 runners on. The pitch from Hyder, a little bit high, 3-0. He's losing his control right now. Wind continues to gust out towards left field. Hyder looking for a strike here. The 3-0. That one clips the zone. Hyder finally got it to fall. High outside part of the plate. 3 balls, 1 strike to Aiden Espinoza, the left fielder heading off to UCLA. A top 65 player in the state of California. The 3-1. Espinoza pops it high in the air towards shallow left field. Kleckner near the line, settles under it, makes the grab. 4 out number 2. 2 runs coming in the inning off of a total of a hit by pitch and 3 hits overall. 2 runners left stranded, no errors. 4-0 the score as we head to the bottom of the 4th here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
All right, fans, let's see your moves. It's time for our dance contest. Your best moves may win you a prize.
Next up the bat for your Drifters, number 21, the shortstop, Ben Newton.
Ben Newton, Ryan Cooney, Bobby Blandford, batters 2, 3, and 4 in the order for Springfield to begin this bottom of the fourth inning. 4-0 Walla Walla leading as the first pitch from Hayashi misses away 1-0. Kotaro Hayashi has done a great job so far, has held the Drifters hitless through the first 3 frames. 8 hits, 4 runs for Walla Walla as they're out hitting and outscoring Springfield by a lot. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ben Newton, who lined out to right field his first time up. Stands in for the second time, also from the left side of the plate as a switch hitting right-handed hitter. The 1-1 comes in a strike from Hayashi, and it's 1-2. Hayashi really locating the zone today. That's the one thing I'll say about this left-hander. He's done a great job controlling the ball and putting it in the right places. So far, just 1 strikeout for the left-hander. The 1-2 breaks outside, 2-2. That first strikeout came to Cole Kleckner back in the first inning. It was the very first batter he saw. He threw 3 pitches. Since that point, he's gotten a lot of weak contact, and he's done his job as a pitcher on the mound, and something the Sweets would love to see, putting zeros on the board as this is grounded in the hole to third, picking up at third and firing across the diamond. A little bit wide on the play was Mason Millar, and reaching first safely is Ben Newton, and there it is. That's the defense for Walla Walla that has really haunted the Sweets this season. In fact, coming into today, the Sweets had given up the most amount of errors in the WCL. They came in with the worst fielding percentage in the WCL. 983 is the fielding percentage. Rather, 933 is their fielding percentage. With 69 total errors this season. That was the 70th error this season by the Walla Walla Sweets. And in steps Ryan Cooney, the second baseman. Grounded out to the shortstop, Cruz Hepburn, back in the first inning to end the inning. But Springfield gets a gift. The runner at first. Nobody out. Cooney trying to do something, maybe get the first hit for Springfield as he takes outside 1-0. So Springfield today struggling after hitting .282 this past weekend with a lot of runs scored. 16 runs for Springfield. They needed that. The 1-0. This one a little bit low, 2-0. I will say, although this stretch of games for Springfield have been a little bit tough, 4-17 isn't always the best record to have, but they've been competitive. They've had a couple of games that have just gotten away from them at the end, as this one is outside 3-0. They got walked off by the Corvallis Knights twice, and Corvallis right now 7-2 in the second half of the season, so there's that. They battled with the Knights a couple of times, led in the 9th inning, sent a game to extras, so they were competitive against them. 3-0 comes in a strike, 3-1. Against Ridgefield, the top team in the WCL South in the first half of the season, they won a game against Ridgefield in the series finale, won 7-1. So they were able to beat a good team in Ridgefield. Runner going to go on the 3-1, bounces in, and it doesn't matter. Oh, wow, they're going to say a strike with Cooney. Looked a little bit low. Definitely came in low on the TrackMan. Either way, Newton at second. I thought they were going to call it a ball. But Jim Courtney gives a strike to Hayashi. Runner in scoring position for Springfield. They got their now 45th stolen base of the year as the 3-2 is grounded up the first base line. Foul. We'll do the 3-2 again. So Cooney with the chance for an RBI. Springfield this season, the runners in scoring position hitting just .234. They do have a whopping total of 109 RBIs, 109 of their 123 RBIs this season, coming with runners in scoring position. That's where they've gotten a lot of their runs. 3-2 fouled away, and Cooney continues to battle. Cooney has been all around the infield. Seems like he's found his home at second base. To me, it looks like that's where he's the most comfortable in the infield. 3-2, Newton's going to go. Grounded towards the left side, hit and run situation. Hepburn fields, long throw across the diamond, a little bit high, and into first safely as Cooney Looked like you would have beaten it regardless. It took a while for Hepburn to field. That's going to be the first hit today for Springfield. And this is how they respond here on the bottom of the fourth in this 4-0 ball game. Runners on the corners after the air, stolen base, and now infield single. Bobby Blandford coming to the plate. We'll see what Blandford does here. Again, Blandford's been struggling as of late. Reached on a walk his first time up, but overall hitting just 118 in the month of July. Has a chance here to get his third straight game with a hit as he grounds this one foul well early on the first pitch from Hayashi, 0-1. So Hayashi was perfect through the first 3 frames, or rather no runs allowed through the first 3 frames. Had a perfect first and third inning. Struggled a little bit in the second, a walk, and then a fielder's choice, and fly out and ground out to end that inning. So that was the only other inning where he had runners. As this one bounces in, Spear keeps it in front of him, 1-1. So Blandford, although he just has 4 hits in the month of July, he does have a total of 3 extra base hits, 2 doubles and a triple. So this is a guy that can really make a difference with one swing of the bat. His nickname Bobby Barrels for a reason. The 1-1. Hard line drive down the right field line, and that's going to score a run. Blandford going to stop at first. RBI single. Cooney is going to third. Runners on the corners. Back-to-back hits for Springfield, and the Drifters are on the board here in the 4th inning.
Next up to bat, the catcher, number 15, Ryan Hayes.
Still nobody out. Ryan Hayes comes to the plate, and all of a sudden he's the tying run. And this is a guy that has power. He has a lot of pop in his bat, and the way the wind's been blowing here today, he could swing at this ball thrown from Hayashi and make it a tie game. Hayes does not have any home runs this season with Springfield. And Springfield this season, 15th in the WCL, just 4 total home runs this season, but they are going up against this Walla Walla team that's given up the 8th most home runs in the WCL. And it feels like a moment in which Springfield could really use a home run. Runner's going to go on the first pitch. Hayes takes. Spears pump fakes as Blandford slides into second safely. All of a sudden, Springfield's starting to whip out the small ball again. Hit and run, stolen bases. Where was this? It seems like Springfield had forgotten about it for weeks, and that's kind of been where the losing streak happened. Now with that stolen bag for Bobby Blandford, 2 in scoring position. Nobody out. 4-1 the score. 1-0. Hayes pops it out in the air towards right field. It's slicing, and it drops foul. Close one there. It was just a blooper out to the right side, but just right of the line, maybe by a 1.5 feet. 1-1. Hayes just 5 RBIs this season, but 3 of them came this past weekend against Walla Walla. So a good series against the Sweets. At least up in Walla Walla. Going to continue it here today. 1-1. Popped foul. 1-2. The weather this past weekend in Walla Walla was burning hot. Saw the temperatures for a couple of those games, 98 degrees at first pitch. That one pretty hot up there. A lot of runs scored. And that's expected with the hot weather. 1-2 to Hayes. He goes down swinging at a ball in the dirt. Spear looks to third, throws to first on the drop third strike play. Hayashi gets a strikeout and the first out of the inning, and a big one at that. Second strikeout now for Hayashi. And it brings up Jaden Shepard. The hot air definitely helps with the swinging of the bats. In fact, I just read an article from the Washington Post the other day, and they were saying that more home runs are hit in hot weather because the air is less dense. This one misses away, 1-0. They're saying that with climate warming happening, that's resulting in more home run balls because the air is hotter, and so the ball has more air to go through as it's less dense. Very interesting as the 1-0 down and away 2-0. The weather here in Springfield has been consistently in the high 70s, low 80s here today, 85 degrees, maybe a little bit warmer weather. Maybe a lot more hits to come for Springfield as the 2-0 to Shepard comes in a strike, 2-1. Shepard so far 0 for 1 with the fly out to center field back in the second. Chance for a couple RBIs. The 2-1 to Shepard. Hit on a line towards center field. Parker sprinting after it, dives, and it goes off his glove, and it finds its way towards the wall. 1 run scores. Being waved is Blanford. Shepard stops at second. 2 runs scored on the hit by Jaden Shepard, and it's a 1-run game, 4-3 here in the bottom of the 4th. They're going to credit that a double for Jaden Shepard after it went off the glove of Parker as he did a full front dive in left center field. Shepard got it to go 82 miles per hour off the bat, and he scores 2 runs. And this inning continues at the tying run now at second. So just like that, it was a 4-0 lead for Walla Walla, and Springfield has been able to score a total of 3 runs since the leadoff air reached by Ben Newton. 3 hits in the inning, and here's Charlie Updegrave, who takes low, 1-0. Updegrave grounded into a fielder's choice his first time up that end of the second inning. Has a chance for an RBI here with Jaden Shepard at second. Springfield trailing by 1, 4-3 the score. The pitch to Updegrave, sliced into left field. Shepard's being waved by Ferrari. The throw from Espinoza gets cut off and thrown to second. Trying to swim at second is Updegrave as he's thrown out. Nice tag by Peyton Knowles, but coming in to score on the play is Jaden Shepard, and we're tied 4-4. 2 gone, nobody on. And it's a brand new ball game. Springfield has evened it up here in the bottom of the 4th inning. This game is far from over. Springfield hitless through the first 3. But they get 4 hits and 4 runs in this inning as the first pitch to Jason Shedlock, comes in a strike, 0-1. So how about that for Springfield? Hayashi was cruising, but they're able to score 4 runs here in the bottom of the 4th. Shedlock, grounder right side, through a diving Knowles at second. Into right field it goes, and the inning will continue for Springfield as they get their 5th hit. A little bit of trouble throwing in the ball. Shedlock trying to go to 2, and he slides in there safely after the air from Meyer as he was throwing it in. He overshot his cutoff man, found its way all the way to Mason Millar, and all of a sudden 2 outs and a runner at second. Springfield has the go-ahead run in scoring position. This has been a funky inning.
Next up to bat, your 3rd baseman, number 8, Cole Cowden.
Brings up Cole Cowden. So 2 errors in this inning now for the Walla Walla Sweets. Cowden grounds it to the left side. In the hole is Hepburn. He throws across the diamond and gets Cowden for the 3rd out. 4-4 the score. We head to the 5th inning. Springfield able to even up here in the bottom of the 4th on the Drifters live stream.
Fans, this is game 1 of our 3-game series against the Walla Walla Sweets. Come back tomorrow for Wine Wednesday or Thursday for Thirsty Thursday. Next up to bat, Sweets, the center fielder, number 6, Ben Parker.
Ben Parker, Caden Wotipka, and Jacob Marquez due up for the Walla Walla Sweets here in this brand new ball game in the top of the 5th inning. Rylan Hyder comes in with a strike, and it's 0-1 to Ben Parker. 0 for 2 today, a line out to right, and a ground ball to the shortstop, Ben Newton. The 0-1 hit towards right field on a couple of hops, and it gets down for Ben Parker as Parker picks up his first hit today. And he reaches on a single for the 9th hit today for the Walla Walla Sweets. Leadoff man aboard for Walla Walla here in the top of the 5th. Brings up Caden Wotipka now, the DH. 0 for 1 with a walk back in the 2nd. Wotipka coming off that monstrous weekend up in Walla Walla against Springfield. Hitless so far here at Hamlin Sports Complex. The product from Lower Columbia College at the plate. First pitch to him, fouled away, 0-1. It's really crazy to see how he came into that Springfield series with the .240 average, and after picking up 9 hits in 3 games, that'll raise your average just under 400 to 395. As the 0-1 to him is cut on and miss, sliced over it, 0-2. Has 15 hits total on the season, and 9 of them came this past weekend. Pretty good when 60% of your hits have come in 3 games. Throw back to first by Hyder, in there safely. Gotta think WCL Player of the Week may be in contention for this guy. The 0-2 from Hyder. Grounded foul. Do it again. 9 RBIs in 3 games. There's a lot of players that have played this whole series for Springfield and have not even gotten 9 RBIs this season. The 0-2 bounces in. Hayes keeps it in front of him. Throw down to second as the runner's going to go a little bit high. Sliding into second safely is Parker. And a runner in scoring position with a 1-2 count here to Caden Wotipka. So Wotipka had 9 RBIs in those 3 games. Springfield's had a total of 32 RBIs, plus the 4 so far here in this game, in the month of July alone. 1-2, runner's going to go. Wotipka lines it to third, and it goes off of Kalman's glove. They're going to say foul ball. That was a close play as he was sliding near the line. That could have gone either way. Almost a tough double play for Parker as he was going on the pitch. A hit-and-run situation for Walla Walla, a team that really doesn't have a lot of sacrifice hits. Last in the WCL in sacrifice hits, but they're okay with doing the hit-and-run situations. 1-2 to Wotipka. Pitch from Hyder. Fouled away, and we'll do it again. Hyder so far has thrown 48 strikes, 22 balls, 60 total pitches. No, I was right, 70 pitches so far for Hyder. Swung on and missed in the dirt. Hayes gets it. It goes up the third base line. Long throw to first. Gets Caden Wotipka. Second strikeout for Hyder. Gets the first out here in the top of the 5th. 4-4 the score. Brings up Jacob Marquez, the first baseman, who struck out swinging for the first strikeout for Hyder his last time up. Singled back in the second. A 1-for-2 outing overall for Jacob Marquez. Parker at second. Hyder looks back towards him. Now comes to the plate. First pitch. Marquez foul tips it into the glove of Ryan Hayes, 0-1. Marquez comes from an athletic family. His sister, Brooke, plays softball at Notre Dame. In fact, I actually got to broadcast his sister this past spring as the Notre Dame Fighting Irish took on the Oregon Ducks in the Arkansas Fayetteville Regional in the NCAA tournament. His sister, Brooke, got the start, and I called Jacob in the spring with Lewis Clark State College. So I got to call both of them in the same year, and now I get to call Jacob one more time. The product from Santa Clarita grounds this one on a high chopper to shortstop. Newton fields and throws to first. Parker was running on the play. He ends up at third. Now 2 are gone. Runner at third 4-4 the score. Walla Walla trying to retake the lead after they were leading 4-0 through the first 3.5 frames, but Springfield was able to even it in the bottom of the fourth. And they brought up 8 total batters, had 5 hits, reached on 2 errors, left 1 stranded, but 4 runs came in to even it 4-4. And it brings up Mason Millar. First pitch to Millar. Down and away, 1-2. They're looking to close out this 5th inning. It's one thing that Springfield needs, just guys that are going to get them through innings. Inning eaters is something that Springfield needs. It seems like the bullpen's getting pretty thin at this part of the season. 1-0 outside, 2-0. Not only do you have to play like 6 games a week, but you're not bringing in a lot of new pitchers, and guys are leaving. It's coming to that time of the year where guys are reaching their inning limit and unfortunately have to leave the Drifters program. 2-0, chop towards the right side. Cooney, a high chopper. He fields, throws to first, and Shepard's there. Parker's left stranded at third after the leadoff single. Hyder bounces back with 3 straight outs, including a strikeout. 4-4 the score. Halfway through this ball game, we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here on the Drifters live stream.
I'm going to bring you the hottest country hits all game long. So get ready to sing along, tap your toes, and cheer for your Drifters as we keep the hot country flowing with US 101.5.
Back to the top of the order for the Drifters, the left fielder, number 9, Cole Kleckner.
Cole Kleckner, Ben Newton, Ryan Cooney due up here in the 5th inning. A 4-4 the score as Kleckner rolls the first pitch he sees, fouls up the first base line, 0-1. 4-4 the score. Springfield 5 hits, 4 runs, all of them coming in the 4th inning. Itaro Hayashi back on the bump for the Walla Walla Sweets. So Springfield got what they wanted out of Rylan Hyder. 5 innings, and it's a tie ball game. The Drifters still in this one, looking to win their first game in 2 weeks. This is outside, 1-1. Last win, July 4th against Cowlitz. It was the holiday matinee victory for Springfield. They won the game, got to go out late after the game wrapped up around 4 p.m. Got to watch fireworks together as Kleckner takes a strike, 1-2. Coach Richards said that was the best part about being in Longview. They got to go up and watch the fireworks together as a team. They enjoyed the fireworks show up in Longview as Kleckner lines this to left field for a base hit. He reaches first safely. Gets a much needed hit and continues a good series against Walla Walla after picking up a couple of hits in the final 2 games he played, and against the Sweets gets his first here in Springfield. This may be it. For Walla Walla today, Jared Molna is going to be making all the decisions. Tyler Charlo, their pitching coach, he's out today expecting a baby. So no Charlo as Molna comes out and takes the ball from Hayashi. We'll step aside and take a break. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is on the other half of this break. 4-4 the score here in the bottom of the 5th. Runner at first here on the Drifters live stream.
Now pitching for the Sweets, number 5, Otho Savage.
So the new pitcher in the game is Otho Savage, the right-handed pitcher from Twin Falls, Idaho, 6 foot, 180 pounds, heading into his sophomore season at Blue Mountain Community College. It's out there in Pendleton. Runner at first, nobody out, and steps Ben Newton, this time from the right side of the plate as the switch hitter pops up. The first pitch he sees deep towards left field. It's playable, though, for Espinoza, who makes the grab just shy of the warning track. Heading back to first is Kleckner. First out's recorded by Savage here in the bottom of the 5th. Brings up Ryan Cooney, runner at first in Kleckner after he led off with a single. Final line for Hitaro Hayashi. 4 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Is responsible, though, for Kleckner at first. So if Kleckner does come in to score, it'll be an earned run to him. His 4th and his 5th run given up, in Springfield at that point then would be leading. But a lot would have to happen for that to happen. Otho Savage looking to prevent that as Kleckner looks to steal. First pitch is going to be thrown into the outfield by Kevin Spear. But Kleckner stays at second after snagging the bag. Kleckner a speedy runner, and again, Springfield working with the small ball today, and it pays off. Their 3rd stolen base today. Kleckner gets his 7th stolen base of the season. That's 1 ball, no strike to Ryan Cooney with the runner in scoring position now. Savage in for the 3rd time this season with Walla Walla. He's mainly been a starter. His first 2 appearances, he got the starting nod as the 1-0. He's in there for a strike, 1-1. The number's not great for Savage, 0-1. A 14.29 ERA in his 2 starts. Just 5 2/3 innings pitched, 9 earned runs on 4 strikeouts, 5 walks, and 13 total hits. Throw back to second, a tough play, and Kleckner, bang play at second, but he's safe after the ball popped free of Peyton Knowles' mitt. Cooney still awaiting the 1-1. Cooney so far, a single and a run, last inning in the 4th. It was an infield hit, but it worked out for him. 1-1. Hits it towards right field. It's dropping, and it's foul. Really close play, just off to the right. Through the 1-2. On deck is Bobby Blanford. Springfield with a chance to lead for the first time. Runner at second, 1 out. Springfield again hitting just .234 with runners in scoring position entering today. They would love a hit here from Cooney. Throw back to second, in there safely is Kleckner, well ahead of the throw from Savage. Shade continues to creep in from right field. Almost all of right field covered in shade. A little bit of sun peeking through the trees. Infield still covered in sun. The 1-2. Hit hard up the middle, and that's going to get through for a base hit. Kleckner's easily going to score from second. Ryan Cooney comes through, and it's 5-4 Springfield. 9th RBI this season for Ryan Cooney, as the second baseman gets his 2nd hit and puts Springfield up by 1 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brings up Bobby Blanford. Blanford is yet to be out. Reached in a walk in the 2nd. Had an RBI single, a stolen base, and a run scored last inning, but pops the first pitch he sees towards shallow left field. Shortstop Hepburn finally finds it. Had to stretch back with his left hand as he continued to bend his back backwards as he made the grab for out number 2.
Next up to bat, your catcher.
Brings up Ryan Hayes.
Ryan
Hayes reached down a fielder's choice back in the second. Struck out swinging his last time up in the 4th. Swing and a miss by Hayes. 0-1. Runner at first. It's Ryan Cooney there. We'll see if Cooney's on the move. Springfield's been active on the base paths today. Kevin Spear has yet to throw out a runner behind the plate. The 0-1 a little bit high. 1-1. Seems like Spear behind the plate has just been getting down on one knee. We'll see if he does so once again. He's in a full squat this time. Throw back to first, and there safely is Cooney. Still waiting the 1-1 is Hayes. Spear on one knee as they throw back to first. Close play as Savage has been keeping an eye on the base runners. Cooney in there safely once again. He tried to get Kleckner, but Kleckner kept on sliding in safely, and finally Cooney was able to single him home to give Springfield their first lead here in this ball game. 1-1. Hayes takes inside, brushed him up. Seemed like he got a little bit tight at the plate. 2-1. Two-one pitch to Hayes. High and away, 3 balls, 1 strike to Ryan Hayes, the catcher. Hayes played at first base a majority this past spring at Seattle University, hitting .237 in 38 starts. Had 5 home runs there. No home runs this season with Springfield, but the way the wind's blowing today, he could get a hold of one today and send one over the wall, but cuts through it, and it's 3-2. Last season, Hayes had no home runs with Springfield, but the year prior in the Exhibition League with the Fremont Moo, he had 2 home runs out in Nebraska. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner at first. Cooney goes as the ball bounces in, and Hayes heads to first with a 2-out walk. So Cooney at second. Final line for Hitaru Hayashi with Kleckner coming in to score. 5 runs credited to him, 4 earned runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 6 total hits.
Next up to bat
Rylan Hyder returns to the mound for the top of the 6th inning. Bottom of the order due up for Walla Walla. Logan Meyer, Kevin Spear, Cruz Hepburn is the first pitch to Meyer. Misses high, 1-0. Springfield able to take the lead on the bottom of the 6th inning. They send their starter back out onto the mound, Rylan Hyder. Hyder continues to work here in this ball game. 4 runs credited to him, 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. His team leads after scoring 5 unanswered, 4 in the bottom of the 4th, 1 in the 5th. This 5-4 game. 1-1 the count to Logan Meyer, who's been hit by a pitch, scored, and grounded into a double play. He takes that away from Hyder, 2-1. Hyder now approaching his 80th pitch. Here's number 78 as this one's fouled away, 2-2. 53 strikes, 25 balls thrown for Rylan Hyder today. Hyder came in with just 1 run allowed in his previous 2 starts. This one, not as good, but he's been able to get zeros on the boards. As this one's lined to center field. Blandford a few steps to his left, comes in a few steps and makes the grab for out number 1.
Next
brings up Kevin Spear.
Catcher, number 23, Kevin Spear.
Spear, the right-handed hitter, heading off to Gonzaga for his 2nd year. Redshirted this past year, but returns to the team after last season, hitting at .261 with a double and 5 RBIs and a home run. Played twice against Springfield a year ago as he takes down and away at 1-0 from Hyder. Last season against Springfield went 0 for 1 here at Hamlin Sports Complex, rather 0 for 4 here at Hamlin Sports Complex with a walk and a strikeout. Up at Borleski in a 4-3 win for the Sweets, went 1 for 4 with an RBI. Hyder winds the 1-0. Spear fouls back behind the plate, 1-1. Drifters leading 5-4 here in the top of the 6th inning. Who would have thought Springfield hitless through the first 3 frames? It seemed like Walla Walla was cruising, but the errors have piled up for the Sweets. This one comes in a strike from Hyder, 1-2. 2 errors in that 4th inning helped Springfield score 4 runs to tie the game. It started with Ben Newton at the plate to begin that inning, reached on the air, stole a bag, and came in for the first run for Springfield. The 1-2 grounded hard to third, sliding at third as Kalman, but they're going to say foul ball left of the line. 1-2 again at Jim Courtney, the plate umpire. Tom Purchase, the field umpire. 9 hits today for Walla Walla. They've had a hit in every inning so far except for this one. Just the second batter, though. Here's Kevin Spear. He's 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored. Grounds it hard to third on one hop. Calvin Fields throws across the diamond and gets Spear. That one came off the bat 93 miles per hour to the hot corner, but Calvin on one hop fields and remains cool, calm, and collected at third.
Next up to bat for the
Gets
Sweets,
the out for out number 2.
Cruz Hepburn.
Brings up Cruz Hepburn. Hepburn, the shortstop, also 2 for 2 with a run scored and RBI. Stands in for the 3rd time. He's done a great job in the 9 spot. Wind really picking up out towards left field. Hepburn takes the first pitch from Hyder. It's a strike on 1. Hyder's retired 5 straight batters and has just allowed 1 hit in the past 7 he's faced off against. The 0-1. Fouled away, 0-2. Hyder a strike away from a 1-2-3 frame and could wrap up his day with a good, solid 6 innings. Hyder this season, 5 2/3 is the furthest he's gone, and that was 2 starts ago against Cowlitz. So looking for his season high in innings thrown. The 0-2. Grounded hard to the shortstop Newton, who sidearms it to first. 1, 2, 3, the Sweets go. Hyder, an impressive day on the mound. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 5-4, Drifters leading here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
All right, fans, it's time for musical chairs. Look down towards the home dugout as 5 contestants compete to be the last one sitting.
Deep down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans. Way back up in the woods among the evergreens, there stood a log cabin made of earth and wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny B. Good, who never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play a guitar. Just like a ringing a bell. Go, go. Go, Johnny, go, go.
Looks like we have our winner. Congratulations. And now, up to bat for the Drifters. Your DH, number 31, Charlie Updegrave.
Charlie Updegrave to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th inning. First pitch from Otho Savage. Swung on and missed. 0-1. 7-8-9 to up for Springfield here in this bottom of the 6th inning. 5-4 the score. Updegrave at the plate as he takes Misses. 1-1. Updegrave so far, grounded into a fielder's choice. Back in the second inning, had an RBI single his last time up. That was in that 4-run fourth inning. Hard grounder to the right side, and it finds its way into the outfield. Charlie Updegrave continues the hot bat. He's having a great July, and it gets even better. 2-hit day for Updegrave. And he'll bring up Jason Shedlock, also 1 for 2 today. Flew out his first time before singling in the fourth and reaching second on an error in the right field. The second of 2 errors in that fourth inning that haunted Walla Walla. Left-handed hitter steps to the plate against Otho Savage, who's now working out of the stretch. Updegrave at first, dangles the arm as Shedlock slices the first pitch he sees foul into the dugout of Walla Walla. They had to duck down in the third base dugout. Man, we've seen a lot of players targeted in the past couple of series. Saw several times in the Corvallis versus Springfield series where the ball found its way towards the dugout. Dangerous, though. Saw one Corvallis Knight get hit pretty hard and fall to the ground. He was okay, though, as the throw goes back to first, and there safely is Updegrave. Shedlock lines this one foul. 0-2. So Rylan Hyder gets a 1-2-3 top of the 6th inning. Presumably, I believe that's going to be it for him. There seems to be some action in the Springfield bullpen, and Hyder's thrown plus 80 pitches. I think 6 innings and your team's leading is good enough for me. The 0-2, Shedlock takes outside at 1-2. Gave up 2 runs in the 3rd and 4th inning. Other than that, just 1 hit allowed in the 1st, 2nd, and 5th inning. No hits allowed in the 6th. And he did his job, put several zeros on the board. Throw back to first, Updegrave in there safely. Savage does not like base runners. He's really targeting them, and it's not like Updegrave's going to be stealing at first. Doesn't have the greatest speed on the Springfield team. The 1-2 breaks outside, 2-2. Maybe that's the reason why. It's the element of surprise, trying to get the rounder runner out at first. 2-2 outside, 3-2. Shedlock at the plate. Product from Cal State San Bernardino. Now 5 hits on the season in WCL play with Springfield. Throw back to first. In there standing is Updegrave. Updegrave, no stolen bases this season with Springfield. No stolen bases in 2 seasons at LC State. High and away, that's a walk to Shedlock. And it moves Updegrave over to second. First 2 batters get aboard for Springfield here in the 6th. And it brings up Cole Calnan. Now Springfield, they've really shied away from the sack hits. They've dropped down to 6th in sack hits. At one point they were 3rd in the WCL. Haven't had a ton as of late. Although Cole Calnan, he's a guy that Coach Richards definitely feels could lay down a bunt. I think that Calnan might show bunt here. Mason Millar at 3rd creeps in, and it is a bunt with Calnan, a pretty good one. Millar charges, throw on the run, not in time. Calnan beats it out. I believe. Looked like Tom Purchase did officially signify that he is safe. So Calnan beats it out, and the bases are loaded. So a great bunt from Calnan. Shedlock moves to second, Updegrave to 3rd, and it turns over the order for Cole Kleckner, who's 1 for 3 today with a single and a run scored. Last inning in the 5th. Bases loaded, nobody out. Let's see what Springfield can do here against Savage. First pitch to Kleckner. Popped, foul. 0-1. Springfield this season with the bases loaded, hitting just .268. At one point they were hitting over .340, but that average has significantly dropped since that first series against Corvallis. They have a chance to up the batting average once again with the bases loaded. The 0-1 comes in at the chest for a strike. Kleckner down 0-2. Kleckner struck out looking back in the first against Taro Hayashi. But Otho Savage on the mound, trying to get out of this inning unscathed. The 0-2, hit up the middle. That's going to be a base hit. Updegrave scores from 3rd. Ferrari holds Shedlock at 3rd. And it's just a 1-run RBI single by Cole Kleckner, and the Drifters extend their lead. It's up to 2, 6-4 the score here in the bottom of the 6th.
Next up to bat, your shortstop, number 21.
Base is still loaded. Nobody out. Speed on the base pass. Shedlock at third. Calhoun at second. Kleckner at first. And here's Ben Newton looking for his first hit today. Reached on an error and scored in the fourth to start things off that 4-run fourth inning. But Springfield's looking for another big inning here in the bottom of the sixth. First pitch to Newton. He cuts under 0-1. Looks like a little bit of action in the Walla Walla bullpen. This has been a struggle so far. 3 hits and a walk for Otho Savage. Still nobody out. Springfield with a chance for more. The 0-1. Newton lines it on one hop and not fielding it as Peyton Knowles. It went under his mitt. It looked like he was going to backhand it. Instead, it finds its way into the outfield. And Newton gets an RBI single with heading to third, Kalman. Into score was Shedlock, and into second is Kleckner. Could have been a dangerous play with maybe 2 allowed.
Next
two
up to bat, your second baseman,
getting
number
out on a
25,
ground ball.
Ryan Cooney.
Either way, Newton gets the RBI single, though credited. Not an error. And the bases are still loaded. Ryan Cooney at the plate, who lines a hard ball down the left field line. That scores 1. Kleckner's waved. He'll easily score. Coming to third is Newton as the throw was there, but not making the tag on the play was Millar as the ball was there. Millar tried to tag Newton, but it popped free. And that's going to be an RBI single with runners on the corners. 2 runs come in to score.
Next up to bat, your center fielder, number 19, Bobby Blanford.
Brings up Bobby Blanford. 10-4 the score. Rather 9-4 the score, as 4 runs have come in this inning. And now a mound meeting on the mound for Walla Walla. So Cooney gets his second RBI single. 3rd hit today. Have a day, Ryan Cooney. 3 for 4. 2 RBIs and a run scored, and it'll bring up Bobby Blanford. Still nobody out. It's an all infield meeting. No coach out there for Walla Walla. Springfield has added their second 4-run inning of the game, and it comes here in the bottom of the 6th. It's been 9 unanswered runs for Springfield. The offense out of nowhere here at Hamlin Sports Complex today.
Still up to bat, number 19, Bobby Blanford.
So here's Bobby Blanford, the left-handed hitter from Fresno State. 1 for 2 with a walk, an RBI single, and a run. It takes outside 1-0. Newton at third, Cooney at first. 7th batter of the inning. Springfield not done quite yet. 1-0 from Savage. Popped foul. 1-1. All 4 runs in this inning credited to Savage. He was the one that gave up the RBI single to Ryan Cooney last inning. That run was credited to Hitaro Hayashi. Now Savage has yet another game with 4+ runs credited to him. Had 5 earned runs his first outing, 4 earned runs his second outing. Is sliding into first is Cooney. 1 ball, 1 strike to Blanford, still waiting. One. Blanford stares at it, but it misses the plate. A little bit low that time on the outside edge. 2 balls, 1 strike to Bobby Blanford. Pitch from Savage. Comes in, high upper part of the zone. Just clipped the corner. And it's 2-2. Springfield with a 5-run lead. 2-2. Blanford pops this one a mile in the sky to center field. Parker settles under it. Tagging at third is Newton. Parker's just going to softly toss it in. Sprinting in to score is Ben Newton. And it's send for Springfield. First out of the inning is recorded. But an RBI goes to Bobby Blanford's name, his second RBI of the game.
Next up to bat,
And Newton comes in for the 5th run, and it brings up Ryan Hayes. He's the 8th batter of the inning. Reaching the fielder's choice, struck out and walked. Looking for his first hit. Inside, 1-0. It is just remarkable right now. At this point, Springfield has out-hit and outscored Walla Walla by a lot. Springfield at one point were being out-hit 8-0, and we're losing 4-0. All of a sudden, it's 10 runs for Springfield and 12 hits allowed for Walla Walla in the last 2 1/3 inning. The offense has just woken up for Springfield. As Hayes is staring at a 1-0 count. The pitch, he pops up towards left field. Sprinting back is Hepburn, the shortstop, and it drops! Espinoza was charging in from left field, and it looked like Hepburn was coming out, but instead it's going to be a hit. The 13th hit now for Springfield, and the inning continues. Cooney moves over to second. Hayes to first, gets his first hit on a bloop hit to left field.
First baseman, number 31, Jaden Shepard.
And the 9th batter of the inning will be Jaden Shepard, and this may be it for Otho Savage. Came in last inning, and he hands the ball to the head coach today for the Walla Walla Sweets, Jared Molna. 10-4 the score. We'll let you know who the new pitcher is on the other half of this break. 2 on, 1 out in the bottom of the 6th here on the Drifters live stream.
Now pitching for the Sweets, number 19, Jackson Henderson. Up to bat for the Drifters, number 33, Jaden Shepard.
Jaden Shepard comes up to the plate against the new pitcher. It's the right-hander Jackson Henderson from Snohomish, Washington. First pitch to Shepard, misses high and inside, 1-0. The new pitcher, Jackson Henderson, the righty. Comes in for the 9th time this season. 1-0 the count to Jaden Shepard with 2 on. Shepard pops it up towards the first base side, and it goes off the netting. Foul, 0-1. 9th batter of the inning for Springfield. Otho Savage, 1 1/3 innings pitch. 7 hits, 5 runs credited to him, although the 2 on base, Hayes and Cooney, both credited to him, so he could end his day with 7 earned runs. 2 walks, no strikeouts for the right-hander from Blue Mountain Community College. And here's Jackson Henderson, who just finished 2 years at Columbia Basin College. 1.63 ERA with the Sweets this season. 1-1. Shepard waits for an off-speed pitch, pops it in the air towards center field. Parker sprints in the left center field alleyway and makes the grab for out number 2. So Shepard pops up for the second out and brings up Charlie Updegrave, who singled and scored to begin this inning.
31, Charlie Updegrave.
We'll see what Updegrave does here. In the bottom of the 6th, the Drifters have batted around. 5 runs scored so far, and still could be more. Updegrave could get a second hit and an RBI just in this inning alone. First pitch, Updegrave takes high and tight, 1-0. So Jackson Henderson this season, 1-0, 1.63 ERA in his 8 previous games. 11 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, just 2 walks, and 9 hits allowed. Total of just 2 runs allowed this season. His last outing, July 13th against Portland. That was 5 days ago. 1-0 the count to Updegrave. Big left-handed hitter from Lewis Clark State College. 1-0 from Henderson. Taken for a strike by Updegrave, 1-1. Henderson heading off to Northwest Nazarene College, just signed with that program that third base coach Rocco Ferrari graduated from. 1-1 to Updegrave, outside, 2-1. Rocco Ferrari, the third base coach for Springfield. Spent 2 years at Chemeketa Community College and then wrapped up his career at Northwest Nazarene. Had an impressive career there and then found his way into assistant coaching. Was previous with Corbin this past season up in Salem. 2-1. Chopper to the right side on 2 hops at second is Knowles. And he throws to first to retire Updegrave to end of the inning. In total, Springfield gets a whopping total of 5 runs on 5 hits and leave 2 stranded. We head to the 7th, 10-4 the score here on the Drifters live stream.
Now pitching for your Drifters, number 22, Jackson Coons.
So Rylan Hyder's day is done as expected. He leaves with his team leading by 6. 10-4 the scores as we begin the top of the 7th inning. Top of the order, due up. Peyton Knowles, Aiden Espinoza, and Ben Barker, 1, 2, and 3 for the Walla Walla Sweets. New pitcher of the game, the left-hander Jackson Coons from Hillsboro, Oregon at Linfield. 10th appearance this season for Coons, who last threw against Walla Walla a couple of days ago, 3 days ago against the Sweets. First pitch, Knowles fouls away, 0-1. Against Walla Walla, through 2/3 of an inning, allowing 2 hits, 1 walk to the 5 batters he faced. No earned runs, though. Comes in with a 5.53 ERA this season in 13 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 15 hits. The 0-1, cut on and miss, 0-2. Coons a big strikeout pitcher. Again, 13 strikeouts in 13 innings. And 5 strikeouts against Cal. It's back on July 3rd. The 0-2. dribbler to the left side, and it's just bouncing around in foul territory. And we'll do the 0-2 again to Peyton Knowles, who's 3 for 3 today with 2 RBIs. He had the last RBI hit for Walla Walla in the top of the 4th inning, an RBI double. And it was an RBI double that could have been more. It was a play right down the left field line. Cole Kleckner dove and went off his glove after he dove, after it bounced off the ground, and it went over the wall instead, and that was a ground rule double. As this one misses inside, 1-2. But it could have scored another run. Who knows? Maybe it's 5-0 at that point. Springfield maybe doesn't score as much. Who knows? A lot of runs for Springfield since that stretch as Knowles gets his now 4th hit today. Trying to stretch it too. Throws to second. Newton the tag. In time to get Knowles. Jason Shedlock collected it in right center field, and Knowles was trying to stretch it to a double. Probably should have stayed at first as he's thrown out at second.
Next up to bat, the left fielder,
A
number
9-6 throw out as Knowles gets the single, but out as he's trying to stretch it to 2. And it looks like Jared Molna is going to go talk things over with him. Looks like Knowles is grabbing his left shoulder, and the trainer Randy is going to go out there and talk things over with him and work things out. So a little bit of a scary play with Knowles, a talented incoming freshman from Gig Harbor, Washington, heading off to Gonzaga next year. Chose the Bulldogs over UCLA, Tulane, and Washington State. And he's had a great game so far. A good series against Springfield as the first out. First pitch to Aiden Espinoza comes in a strike from Jackson Coons, 0-1. Nobody on, 1 out. 10-4 the score, top of the 7th inning. Field completely covered by shade at this point as Espinoza goes golfing and misses the 0-1 pitch as it's now 0-2. Espinoza hitless so far. Grounded into a double play, popped up and flew out. Pops this one towards shallow left field. Kleckner in left finds it. It looked like he was sprinting in and then had to jump backwards at the last minute. Either way, he was able to make the grab for out number 2. Maybe that's just the wind blowing out towards left field, adjusting the ball. Several times for myself earlier today, fielding ground balls and fly balls on the outfield. The ball carried exceptionally well in batting practice, and I'm sure it's carrying well again here today. Brings up Ben Parker, 1 for 3, singled his last time up in the 3rd. Swings through the first pitch from Coons, 0-1. This is a matchup that probably happened this past season in the Northwest League. Coons from Linfield, Parker from Whitman College. Both teams in the Northwest League as Parker gets a single up the middle. A multi-hit game for Ben Parker in his return to Hamlin Sports Complex. He's at first with 2 gone. Parker last season started with Springfield and ultimately got injured. Played a whopping total of 5 games, going 1 for 15 with a double and an RBI, an .067 average before hurting his arm and being out the remainder of the season. I believe he broke his right hand at some point. As coming in is Caden Watipka, who takes the first pitch for a strike from Coons, 0-1. Either way, it was just 5 games, 15 at-bats, and just 1 hit for Ben Parker. Drifter's legend, you could say. Now a Walla Walla Sweets legend, having a much better season up in Central Washington. Fouled away by Watipka, 0-2. Now this guy is a Sweets legend based on his performance last weekend. 9 hits, 9 RBIs. But Watipka today, walk, a ground out, and a strikeout, looking for his first hit. But Coons looking for the strikeout. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch breaks in. Hayes able to field it off a couple of humps. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Coons ready at the waist. 1-2. Watipka goes down swinging. Jackson Coons gets his first strikeout, leaves Parker at first after 2 hits in the inning. No runs, no errors. Time to stretch here in Springfield. 10-4, the Drifters leading here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
Stand up and sing. Drifters fans, we put plenty on the board, but let's get some runs.
Bottom of the 7th inning, 10-4 the score. Drifters leading. Jason Shedlock, Cole Cowden, Cole Kleckner, 8-9-1. 2 up against the right-hander and Jackson Henderson. First pitch to Shedlock, grounded foul left side into the dugout once again of the Walla Walla Sweets. 0-1 to Shedlock, who so far today is 1 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. The 0-1 to Shedlock. Line to left field, it's dropping quickly, but charging in and making the catch is Espinoza, 4-out number 1. Second inning now for Jackson Henderson, who came in for Otho Savage. Savage credited with 5 earned runs on 7 hits, 2 walks, and 1 1/3. And it brings up Cole Cowden, the 9-hitter, who singled and scored a run last inning, his first hit of the game. It was a bunt single for him as the pitch misses away 1-2. He was trying to advance Shedlock and Updegrave into scoring position, but Cowden's bunt was so good he was able to beat it out for a base hit. 1-0 from Henderson. Cut under by Cowden. It was a big hack and a big miss. 1-1. 10-4 the score. Springfield leading. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 13 hits for Springfield. 10 runs scored. The offense has showed up today. 1-1, a strike, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Cowden takes down and away, 1-1. Springfield this season, coming into today, they were outscored 54-24 in the past 6 games. Overall in the year, they're outscored 182-145 as the 2-2 to Cowden's hit hard. It looked like he may have broken his bat at third on one hop, and feeling it is Millar as the throw goes to first. I believe the bat cracked based on the sound. It was hard hit by Cowden, but maybe just too hard. Snaps the back, maybe an expensive ground out there.
The left fielder, number 9.
By the way, ground out for the second out and brings up Cole Kleckner, who singled twice and scored twice his last 2 times up. Also has an RBI and a stolen base during that stretch. Nobody on for the left-handed hitter. Kleckner takes away 1-0. Now here's the good news for Springfield. When they win, they tend to win by a lot. In fact, they're outscoring their opponents by an average of 3.67 runs in their wins this season. Right now they're leading by 6 as Kleckner has a high chopper to the right side. Picking it up and throwing on one motion is Peyton Knowles for a 1-2-3 inning defensively for Jackson Henderson on the mound. We head to the 8th inning. 10-4 the score. Springfield leading here on the Drifters live stream.
Now on the mound for your Springfield Drifters, number 32, Zach Ediger. And behind the dish, number 28, Cade Christ.
Now batting for the Sweets, the first baseman, number 22, Jacob Marquez.
New pitcher in the game in the top of the 8th inning. It's Zach Ediger, the right-hander from Washington, fouled away 0-1. Ediger from Mill Creek, Washington, plays at Lewis Clark State. He gets a first pitch strike to Jacob Marquez, the left-handed hitter, up for the 4th time today. 1 for 3 as Marquez with a single back in the second, a strikeout and a ground out since. Ediger comes into the game for Jackson Coons as he winds the 0-1. Cranked in the air, deep towards left center field. Blandford giving chase in the alleyway, trying to hold up, and it bounces off the ground and hops over the wall. That's a big ground rule double. The wall is out there in the outfield 12 feet, and it's just a big hopper that hops over the wall for a ground rule double to begin this top of the 8th inning. So Marquez gets his second hit today, a double. And it brings up Mason Millar with a runner at second, nobody out. 10 for the score as Ediger comes in for Jackson Coons, who threw 1 scoreless inning, allowing 2 hits with 1 strikeout. And Ediger has himself a runner at second to begin. 12th hit today for Walla Walla, just 4 runs total as they trail by 6. Springfield 4 runs in the 4th, 1 run in the 5th, and 5 in the bottom of the 6th. As the pitch from Ediger comes in a strike on 1. Now behind the plate defensively is Cade Chris making his return to Hamlin Sports Complex, the 2022 Springfield Drifter and the 2023 Bushnell Beacon. Finally back with the Springfield Drifters in year number 2, the local product from Thurston High School. The 0-1, Chris takes outside, 1-1. Mason Millar the hitter, Chris the catcher. Marquez at second, Millar at the plate. 2 groundouts and reached on a fielder's choice. Takes a strike from Ediger, 1-2. Ediger, a 3.06 ERA in 9 games pitched, 1 save this season for Springfield. 14 2/3 innings pitched, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks, 16 total hits. He last threw 2 days ago against Walla Walla, throwing 2 innings, picking up the loss after allowing 1 run on 1 hit and 1 walk to the 8 batters he faced. Fouled away by Millar at the plate, and will do the 1-2 again. Ediger threw against his former team, the Walla Walla Sweets, twice this past weekend, also threw 2/3 of an inning on the 14th in game number 1, retiring the 2 batters he faced off against. Absolutely no wind here at Hamlin now as the sun begins to set, a pretty sunset towards the right side. 1-2 popped in the air, shallow right field. Ryan Cooney, the second baseman, under it in the grass, makes the grab with Shedlock behind him, losing his hat. First out's recorded. At second is Marquez. And in steps Logan Meyer, the right fielder, who reached on a hit by pitch back in the 4th and scored. Prior to that, a ground ball into a double play and flew out his last time up in the 6th. Runner at second, 10 for the score. Walla Walla has 5 outs to work with to get 6 runs against Springfield. Ediger fires a first pitch strike at the letters, 0-1. The 8th inning this season has been a costly one for Springfield. A lot of teams have scored a ton of runs on Springfield in the 8th inning, although as of late it seems like the 8th inning has kind of gone the Drifters' way. Outside 1-1, even though Springfield is just 4-17 in the last 21 games in the last month. Right now, Springfield leading by 6, looking to close their 7-game losing streak, which is currently the longest in the WCL this season. 1-1, outside 2-1, tied for the longest. Walla Walla also was up there. Walla Walla won 3 straight games against Springfield this past weekend. Some hot weather games, and the Sweets were able to get it done. A sweep against Springfield, but maybe, just maybe, Springfield starts today with a W and continues the trend through the remainder of the week. Ediger gets a nice pitch to drop in, a slider, breaking 18 inches for strike number 2. Ediger working out of the stretch. He's ready. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Pitch to Meyer. Fouled off the netting and finds its way back to the field. We'll do it again. Ediger, a 3/4 sidearm type of guy. A little bit of a unique delivery. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Ediger gets his 9th strikeout of the season, his first one here in the 8th. And after allowing a leadoff ground rule double to Jacob Marquez, 2 batters have been retired, and brings up Kevin Spear, who's 2 for 3 today with 2 runs scored and 2 singles. 2 outs and a runner at second. Spear looking for his first RBI. Grounded out his last time up. And takes the first pitch inside from Ediger. 1-0. Kevin Spear from Seattle, Washington, played at Bishop Blanchette High School. Was captain there for his last 2 seasons. Pops this one a mile in the sky, left side of the infield. Kalnin in the grass, finds the ball for out number 3. Ediger escapes the leadoff double by Marquez, leaves him stranded at second. No runs, no errors in the inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Springfield, last chance for extra insurance here at Hamlin Sports Complex in this 10-4 ball game.
Now batting for your Drifters, the shortstop, number 21, Ben Newton.
Ben Newton to lead things off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Newton swings at the first pitch from Jackson Henderson, sends it into center field for a leadoff single. Ben Newton gets his second hit today. Came into that at bat 1 for 4 with 2 runs, an RBI single, and now gets his second single. And a man's at first here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Brings up Ryan Cooney. Cooney, an impressive day, 3 for 4, 2 RBI singles, including a run. The throw goes back to first, and it gets past Marquez, the first baseman. Newton takes a turn around 2, heads to third. The throw from right field to third, not going to be in time as Newton was speeding all the way from first to third. And the Drifters have a runner 90 feet away from scoring here in this 10-4 ball game in the bottom of the 8th inning. Springfield on the verge of getting their first victory in 2 weeks as Cooney takes outside 1-0. So Cooney, a 3-hit day for him, an impressive 2 RB day as well. I believe his first 3-hit game of the season, takes a strike, 1-1, and he's having a pretty consistent summer, batting .271 this year, but he's been swinging the bat better as of late. 1-1 outside, 2-1. Now has 5 straight games with a hit and 3 straight games with multi-hits. 2-1, Cooney right off the cheek of the pitcher and Henderson. Fielding it at third and barehanding it to first was Millar. And not getting there in time was the throw as Cooney gets an RBI single off the bottom of the pitcher in Henderson.
Now batting.
4th hit, 3rd RBI for Ryan Cooney. And it brings up Bobby Blandford with a runner at first here in this 11-4 ball game now. Springfield adds on to their lead. Blandford to the plate, an RBI single back in the fourth with a run and a stolen base. Since that point, a pop-up and a fly out for a sac fly. Dribbles the first pitch he sees foul, 0-1. 7-run lead for Springfield now. Hopefully that's enough for them in the ninth inning. 0-1. Down 1-1. At one point, Walla Walla led 4-0, had out-hit Springfield 8-0 entering the fourth inning. As Blandford watches this one bounce in, 2-1. Since that point, Springfield was able to tie in the bottom of the fourth. They took the lead in the fifth and scored 5 runs in the sixth inning. Held scoreless in the seventh, a 1-2-3 frame defensively, but they've started this inning with back-to-back singles. Were able to get a runner to third in Newton after the error by the pitcher. Throw back to first, this time doesn't get past Marquez. 3 errors today for Walla Walla, the worst defense in the WCL. They have a really good offense, the defense, and errors have really helped other teams as Blandford takes a strike, 2-2. In fact, I was talking to Walla Walla Sweets broadcaster Gary earlier today as the 2-2 to Blandford is grounded to the right side. Diving play at second by Knowles to throw to first. Not in there, as reaching first safely was Blandford. I'll have to check real quick if that is Knowles out there. I believe Knowles also came off the field grabbing his shoulder, and it isn't. It's going to be Kennedy Hara into the game at second. So Hara into the game, unable to get the throw to first. Infield single for Bobby Blandford. And in steps Cade Chris, his first at bat back here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Chris takes outside, 1-0. Chris got into the game up in Walla Walla in game number 3. Started, went 0 for 3. Had 1 pinch hit at bat prior to that. On the 15th, went 0 for 1. A total of 3 strikeouts. His first 4 at bats back in the WCL. A year ago with Springfield, hit 190, but was hitting 279 late in the season. But that batting average dropped significantly after going hitless in his final 5 games. So didn't end the season on a bright spot, but did hit 2 home runs, which compared to this season, Springfield only has 4. So if he had 2 home runs a year ago, that'd be half of the home runs total for Springfield this season. Looks like a pitch clock violation. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Cade Chris. Looking for his first hit here in 2023 with the Drifters. Hit 299 this past season at Bushnell. 2-1 outside, 3-1. Chris came from Tacoma Community College, was with the Springfield Drifters last season, had a pretty good year. 8 doubles, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs, 17 walks. Then committed to play for Coach Richards. Swings through it, 3-2. He was being scouted all over, D1 to D3, but chose the NAI route. Decided to be back at home. A local legend from Thurston High School. 3-2. Chris stays alive and fouls it off. And as good as Cade is, the one problem he has at is the strikeouts. The 3 strikeouts in his first 4 at-bats, of course, this past weekend. Struck out 52 times this past season at Bushnell, and 41 times a year ago with Springfield, and just 121 at-bats. So he was striking out more than a third of the time a year ago. Sends a high pop-up towards shallow right field. Hara, the second baseman, under it. Makes the grab for out number 1. So Chris, first bat back here at Hamlin Sports Complex, doesn't go his way. Does not get the RBI with Cooney at second and Blandford at first. But it brings up Jaden Shepard with 2 on, 1 out in this 11-4 ball game. Jackson Henderson on the mound, just 1 run allowed for him. It was the tough run that was scored after Newton reached his way to third on the pass ball by himself. Wild throwback to first. Shepard at the plate, takes a pitch for a strike. 0-1. Shepard, a double and a run scored with an RBI in the fourth. 1 for 4 overall, a ground out, 2 flyouts to center field. Look the second to the plate, the 0-1. Shepard, big swing and a miss. 0-2. Just 1 out in the inning, 2 on for Springfield. 7 run is the lead right now. Thank you for joining us here in Springfield today on this Tuesday afternoon. 0-2 down and away, 1-2. Gorgeous sight here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Expecting a big crowd tomorrow. Plus 750 people is what I've been told. Excited to see so many people come out and take in Hamlin Sports Complex. Saw a lot of familiar faces here today as the 1-2 is chopped to the right side. At second, picking it up is Hara. He goes to 2 for the force out there. Throw back to third. Cooney in there safely. It took a long round around third. Shepard was legging it out at first, and so he reaches on the fielder's choice. Blandford out at second, and Cooney's at third. Runners at the corners, 2 outs, and brings up Charlie Updegrave. Updegrave, 2 hits today, a run, and 2 groundouts. Stop Rob Mosley from Go Ducks here, as well as Matt Preem from 247 Sports. A couple of Oregon Duck beat writers and reporters. And they were here checking out Hamlin Sports Complex for the first time outside. It's Updegrave wanted to know. Rob Mosley, he was wearing a bright tie-dye Dead & Company shirt. Just got back from Dead & Company in San Francisco this past weekend. Back to first as Shepard, 2-0. Dead & Company wrapped up their final tour show in San Francisco at Oracle Park, where the San Francisco Giants played. And Mosley made the trip up from San Francisco, and his first day back up here in the Eugene-Springfield area, came to Hamlin Sports Complex and took in the sights. 2 balls, no strike to Charlie Updegrave. 2 on, 2 outs. Pitched Updegrave, popped in the air, high towards left field, slicing towards foul territory. Espinoza near the line finds it as he had to find his way back into fair territory. And that's the final out here in this 8th inning. 1 run comes in on 3 total hits, 2 runners left stranded, and 1 error in the inning. We head to the 9th. Springfield leading by 7 here on the Springfield Drifters live stream.
Now to bat for the Sweets, the shortstop, number 9, Cruz Hepburn.
Zach Edgar returns to the mound for the top of the 9th inning. Cruz Hepburn at the play as the first pitch is swung on and missed by Edgar, 0-1. These are 2 teammates facing off against each other in the WCL as Springfield leads by 7 here in the 9th inning, looking to win their first game in 2 weeks. Edgar winds. The 0-1, a strike, 0-2. Hepburn and Edgar both play at Lewis Clark State College. And Hepburn at the plate now for the 4th time. 2 for 3, 2 singles, an RBI, and a run scored. Edgar, the pitch. 0-2, just off the plate, 1-2. Hepburn came in with just 2 hits total on the season and 26 at-bats, able to double his hit total today and add on to his RBI total, as now 4 on the season. 1-2 from Ediger. Swing and a miss. Hepburn goes down swinging. Second strikeout for the right-hander. First outs recorded here in the ninth.
Now to bat for the Sweets.
It's been a while since Springfield's won here at this ballpark. It was July 1st, Canada Day, for the Springfield Drifters. Coach Tommy Richards, of course, actually born in Toronto, Ontario. He was celebrating Canada Day with a victory inside 1-0. And then the other holiday, America's birthday, July 4th, the Drifters got the dub. Maybe the Drifters are the most patriotic team out there. Canadians, Americans, they're both agreeing. There's Canadian teams and American teams in the WCL, and Drifters were able to win on both of those holidays, Canada Day and the 4th of July. 1-1 the count to Peyton Knowles, rather Kennedy Hara, as Hara swings and misses at the 1-1 pitch. 1-2. Hara came in for Knowles after he singled his last time up for his 4th hit, but got hurt trying to stretch it to do it. Seemed like he was grabbing that left shoulder inside. Ediger misses, 2-2. So this is going to be Hara's first at bat. Hara, an impressive .348 hitter this season with 31 hits. Pops this one deep towards right field, near the concourse it goes. Do the 2-2. Hara from Colorado Mesa University. 31 hits, 4 doubles, a home run, 11 RBIs. The .348, one of the tops in the WCL. Went 0 for 3 in the series finale against Springfield. That snapped a impressive hit streak of 7 straight games for this right-handed hitter from Hawaii. The 2-2. Hard line drive, foul. Do the 2-2 again. Hara hit impressive .367 this past season at Colorado Mesa, which is Division II up in the Rocky Mountain Conference. Ediger looking for the 2-inning closeout. He winds the 2-2, down and away, 3-2. Ediger last inning gave up a leadoff double to Jacob Marquez. Since that point, 2 strikeouts and 2 pop-ups in the infield. He winds the 3-2 pitch. Hara grounds it to the left side. Callan in a low fielding play. He throws across the diamond and gets Hara for out number 2. The Drifters 1 out away from snapping the 7-game losing streak and winning for the first time at home in 18 days.
Next up to bat, the left fielder, number 28, Aiden Espinoza.
Brings up Aiden Espinoza. Hitless today. Grounded into a double play. It popped up and has flown out twice. The first pitch from Ediger. Inside. Brushes up the left-handed hitter in Espinoza. 1-0. Zach Ediger. The former Walla Walla Sweet. Winds. The 1-0. Hits him. Another hit by pitch by a Drifters pitcher. Second hit by pitch allowed today. Again, Springfield came in with the 4th most hit by pitches allowed in the WCL.
Next up to bat,
there's a runner at first, 2 gone, but a lot of work is to be done if Walla Walla wants to come back. They have to score 7 runs and just 1 out to spare. And it's going to have to start here after the hit by pitch. Ben Parker comes to the plate. So this is like a little bit of a trade, you could say, as the first pitch to Parker is swung on a miss. 0-1. You got the former Walla Walla Sweet pitching against the former Springfield Drifter. Who's going to win this battle? Who's going to win the trade-off? Are the Drifters going to be the lucky team having Ediger? Or are the Sweets going to be the lucky team having Ben Parker? As this is hit up the middle, and to answer that question, it's Ben Parker, who of course has had a phenomenal season with Walla Walla. After starting over 2, Parker gets his 3rd single today. And moves over. Espinoza to second. 2 gone, 2 on. 11 for the score. As it brings up Caden Otipka. Otipka today, 0 for 3, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Ediger looking for the final out. He's ready. The pitch. Tipka takes well outside. Chris behind the plate keeps it in front of him, 1-0. Chris was a first baseman all season at Bushnell, but has since been thrusted into this catching role in Springfield. Splitting time with Reed Kellum, who couldn't play today because he was taking a class before the game. 1-0, flared in the air, deep towards right field. Shedlock near the track, makes the catch, and that's the ball game. Springfield snaps the 7-game losing streak and wins 11-4 at home, 11 unanswered runs against the Walla Walla Sweets for their second win in the second half of the season. The Drifters improved to 2-8 overall to start their second half of the year, and they get a much-needed W, their first win in 2 weeks. The last win came on July 4th, and here on July 18th, Springfield finally gets a W, and it's a big explosion of 11 runs and 16 hits in the final 5 offensive frames. They were hitless through the first 3 and came back for an 11-4 victory here at Hamlin Sports Complex. Overall, I think the resounding player of the game is Ryan Cooney. 3 RBIs, 4 hits, and a run. An impressive day for the incoming product to the University of Oregon, staying in state, and he gets a big 4-for-5 day, and is today's player of the game. Winning pitcher is going to be Rylan Hyder, who pitched a really good ball game. 6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, but he really settled in that 5th and 6th inning. He allowed a single to start with Ben Parker. After that point, he retired his last 6 batters he faced off against, and Springfield was able to add the offense that he needed after going into the bottom of the 4th inning, trailing 4-0. Hyder got much needed offense, 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th, 1 run in the 5th, and 5 runs in the bottom of the 6th to stretch this to a 10-4 game. Springfield added 1 run in the bottom of the 8th inning on the RBI hit by Ryan Cooney, his 3rd RBI, and Springfield was able to win the game 11-4. Losing pitcher today is going to go to Hitaro Hayashi. He threw 4 innings, allowed 6 hits, 5 runs. 4 of them were earned, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts, as the lefty took the loss after beginning the game with no hits through the first 3 frames. Springfield improves to 13-21 overall in the season, while Walla drops to 13-24 on the season. We'll be back at it tomorrow, 6:35, first pitch here at Hamlin Sports Complex. You can catch it here on the Springfield Drifters live stream. I'm Knight Jarecki saying so long from Springfield. See you tomorrow as the Drifters win 11-4 here at Hamlin Sports Complex.